You're watching HNL. I'm Ursula Botha, and today we're speaking to Ross Drakes about how he's built his confident voice. Now, Ross, you run Nice Work.
I do.
You've got a team of how many people?
There are 14 people in the team at the moment.
14 people?
Yes.
And you are the leader. You're guiding the space, and I want to know, how do we build confidence in the creative process? So when you give feedback, like you were saying earlier, there's so much experimentation going, and sometimes you have to do bad work to get to the good work. How do you navigate that space of giving feedback but building confidence?
Well, I think I've been through multiple iterations of this. So I used to be a lot more involved in the day-to-day of the projects, and I've since hired two really talented creative directors, Shannon and Sheldon, who they do a lot of that kind of heavy lifting for me. But I think one of the pieces that I still have to own is setting the vision and the values and the tone for the business. I think creativity is an interesting one because creatives naturally tend to buck any form of structure or any form of any kind of guide rails that they might think, because they feel like it's actually an inhibitor. But I've learned over the years, it's been a couple of decades that I've been doing this, that the guide rails is actually often what creates the most creative solutions. So understanding a budgetary guide rail or a time guide rail, any of these things to go, we've got 2 weeks to solve this problem. What is the best solution we can come up with? Creates more creativity than here's a problem, here's infinite money, infinite time, infinite everything. What can you solve? So the guide rails I try and build for Nice Work are in our values. So what is important to us as a company? And you mentioned purpose. Our purpose at Nice Work is to make shit that people care about. And it's deliberately vague in terms of what we create, because what we create evolves over time as the market changes, as our interests change. But the care is the thing that holds true. And when we say people care, it means that we need to care about it, our client needs to care about it, and the people that they're trying to speak to need to care about it. Because if we don't have those three things, it's difficult for us to show up if we don't care. It's difficult for our clients to give us the information, the energy, the resource that we need if they don't care. And it's very difficult for us to find something special and interesting if the audience, if we can't find a good reason for that audience to actually care about it.
I love that. So it's almost like the boundary is the word care, and then everything is going around that boundary.
Well, our positioning is make them care. That's what I believe every brand, every leader, everything should be doing, is getting people to care. And when I say care, it's not soft, fluffy care. One of the meanings of care is to attach importance to something. So if I can attach importance to you as a person, your product, your service, the message you're trying to tell me, any of these things, I'm more likely to onboard that than if I'm like, I don't really care about what you're saying, so I might listen to you and nod and smile, but am I going to leave and digest what you said to me? Probably not.
I love how much intention and focus there is in what you do. Now, when it comes to the client relationship and pitching to clients ideas that they need to care about, do you ever get nervous, and do you have a way that you deal with that?
So I don't really get nervous anymore because I've gotten so good at pitching the piece that we do. So it's almost like second nature because I've done it so many times. I get nervous when I'm doing new things that are outside the bounds. So right now we're busy raising funds for a project. I've never raised funds for before. Like, I've been in 1,000 presentations, hundreds of meetings. I've convinced many people to do many things over the years, but I've never raised funds. So that's a fairly nervous thing for me because I don't understand the nuance of it. But interestingly, I can also look back inside and go, what are the best meetings? The best first meeting never involves a pitch deck. Because nobody rocks up and goes, oh, this is who we are, this is what we do, then you're just talking about yourself. The first meeting should always be about who are you, who am I, what do you need, what do I need, exploring potential ways those things can sort of line up with each other. And then you move into the next phase, which is, this is what we can do, this is how we can help you, or even better, here are some questions we have, these are some ways we think we can help, but does this feel right? And almost sort of have a conversation to do that. I think when I hear the word pitch in our industry, we don't pitch. So we'll never work for free. So we'll never just go, okay, we're going to come up with all the ideas and present it to you and hope that you deem to bless us with your money. Happily talk you through our process and our way of approaching things, which is something we've built equity and time into over the years. And then share some conceptual insights, like looking at your problem, I think X, Y, and Z. And it's not proven yet, but these are the theories that we currently have. And if people don't like our process and the ideas that we've initiated, they're probably not the right fit for us. And it's better that we lose that pitch, because they're not going to vibe with the way that we want to work.
There's
anyway.
not going to be care.
No.
So to wrap that up, because you just gave a lot of good stuff, you said meeting 1 is, let's explore. Who are you? Who am I?
Yes.
Is there chemistry? Meeting 2 is, okay, here's how I propose we can solve your problem. And then we go on the journey of care.
Well, sometimes that might be multiple iterations after that point, but if we can't work together, it's very difficult to apply your creativity to someone who you don't care about and they don't care about you. So that's, for us, is more important than, is there money here? Is there, so that first meeting is like, do we feel passionate about the problem that this person has, and do we believe we have a solve for it, and do we like who they are and what they're doing? And I think this stands true for almost anything. If you're going to go on a date with someone, you want to understand, like, do I like this person? Do I see synergies? Do I want to spend more time with them? If you're going to go for a job interview, do I like this company? Do I like the way it feels? Do I like, all of these things? And can I convince them to like me too? And I think that's the initial engagement that most people should be having.
So let us meet on a human connection point. Stick around after the break. We are going to deep dive into how to overcome limiting beliefs and confidence.